All right, what up guys? We're back at it with some Cyberpunk 2077. We are officially at update 2.0, and I got a request to do the border crossing again with update 2.0, because with every update, it seems like they kind of like fix the border crossing like a little tiny bit. If you've seen some of my past border crossing videos, you know that pretty much the only way to get over the border at this point is to use the tree boosting method. So that is a method we are going to be testing in this video. And luckily I have a lot of saves here, so even if it doesn't work, I do have a save to get over onto the other side of the border. But anyways, we're going to open this save here, which is the one on the correct side of the border, and we're going to see if we can cross the border. Now, it has actually been a while since I've played this game. It seems like the driving has improved slightly. But anyways, here we are. We're at the tree, and looks like we're still able to climb on it. First try. That was pretty good. So that's so far so good. We're up here now, which is good. Now, this is going to be... Oh. Did they remove that? It kind of looks like they removed that invisible ceiling there or whatever. That's kind of like the whole shebang right there. That's kind of how we do it. Well, we can try going around this way. Maybe there's still some of that. Oh my god, dude. They actually might have fixed this. I'm not gonna lie. Now, luckily, I'm pretty sure I do have some saves on the other side of this. I'm only loading this save because it does actually take a while to walk all that distance, so it's better to start closer than further. And if you're wondering how to get up there, just can I zoom in at all? It's like about like right there or like right there, maybe even like right there or something, where those like rocks or whatever meet the fence. There is a spot where you can kind of like double jump boost onto this fence, and then you have to walk all the way down this way. So that is going to be how you get on over this way. But again, I don't know if it's even going to let this work. I really don't. I think I kind of want to save here, just on like slightly closer. Not like super necessary, but I don't know, man. Well, that's not good. So yeah, it kind of seems like they might have fixed the border crossing, which is kind of unfortunate. Like, of all the things for them to focus on, it was really that was the thing. Okay. Weird move, but you know, whatever, I guess. Let's see, can I like do like a weird hop around thing? No, fucking weird. Okay, well, luckily I do have a backup plan, which involves being already on the other side. All right, so anyways, here we are. We should be, I think, on the correct side of the border. Gotta go get myself a car though, because they're all over here at the border. I might have to tinker around with this game, you know, after this recording a bit and see if I can't find a new way up and over this border or around it somehow. But yeah, no, that's kind of a damn shame, because it seems like they pretty well fixed it. Oh, seems like this still works, so that's cool. We should still be able to just kind of like explore around, you know what I mean? So first things first, I want to drive through this town here. This is the town you start in if you start the game as a, what is it, like a nomad or whatever? It's been a while since I played. I think it's nomads, right? God, you look away from the road for like half a second. See guys, distracted driving, big no-no. All it takes is like 1 second, and you've knocked out power for an entire small community. Poor guys will never financially recover from that. So the other cool thing though, if you haven't seen my full exploration video, there are actually places you can go here that, like if you start the game as a nomad, there's all sorts of barriers in the way that'll stop you from venturing forth. Like, not just physical barriers like that one back there, but like the actual, you cannot go this way type of barriers. And those are not present if you come back over the border after that intro part of the game. So that is definitely something worth noting if you didn't know that already. You can actually explore past the areas that they would not let you explore when you start as a nomad. So pretty cool. You can actually go really to the edge of the map, honestly, on all 4 sides as far as I know. It is a pretty rough ride, by the way, so probably gonna want to pick your paths wisely. But once you get over the mountains, it's not too bad. There are some like kind of flat like grasslands almost where it's not quite as bumpy. So if you manage to get past these mountains, it's not too bad. So here you can see all of Night City. And by the way, you can get into there as well If you can manage to get past the border anymore, obviously. But you can actually get into there unless they fix that up. I guess it would be worth checking to see if they actually fix that hole. Because there's a hole in the border wall where the border wall stops being a physical border wall and it's just kind of like a 2D texture, like basically an image of the border wall. And you can just kind of drive right on through it. It's pretty ridiculous, but yeah. That would be how you get into the... what do they call that? Biotechnica Flats? Is that what it's called? But yeah, I will show you guys that here in a second. I just wanted to check to see if the weird floating relic is still there. And it seems to be different. Is that just what it looks like from far away? Because it was a building before, from what I remember. Jesus Christ, bro. Please, for the love of God, don't be dying here. I wonder if that's just like weird rendering. Oh, actually, you know what? I think that might be that building off in the distance there, that white thing that's floating. So this might actually be a weird new relic out in the distance, because this was not here before. I think it was the very first video I made of the border wall crossing. This thing was not here, and the one thing that was there is, I think what is probably where that white floating rectangle is there's like a weird random building floating over here, which is what I was about to show you guys until I came across this weird relic here. Because yeah, this thing is completely new. I do not remember this thing being here at all. Is it physical? It is physical. It is honestly amazing what these cars can do in this game. Alright, so this is not as exciting as I was thinking it would be, but it's pretty interesting. What the fuck is this doing here, honestly? Again, it could just be that I'm too far away from it for it to fully render in, but it almost looks like they might have removed it. Oh, nope, there it is, there it is. Damn, we're not like that far away from it though, like come on. Hurry up and load, bro. Well, that's pretty embarrassing, honestly. Not really sure why it's taking so goddamn long. But it really is taking so goddamn long. For anybody who's wondering, yes, you can go to those, but they are not physical objects. You go right through them. Oh, fuck it, I'll just show you guys. They're not that far away. I mean, they are pretty far away, but I'll show you guys. I'll movie magic you guys over there. Don't worry. Yeesh. No, 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 no. Stay out of the water. Stay out of the water. We're gonna fuck. No, 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 no. Fuck! Well, good thing we have saves. Oh, and in case anybody's wondering, these saves were made literally immediately after doing the intro part of the story, and I never actually got my first vehicle before doing any of this, so no, I cannot use V to summon a vehicle because I literally do not have a single vehicle yet. It's literally like my first playthrough of the game, like literally the first thing I did, I was like, I want to see if I can get past that border again, because I started as a nomad on my first playthrough, and before I even started playing the game, I was like, let's fuck around. And I figured you would have to spend money on a car, which I didn't have at the time, and I didn't realize you get your first car, like, I think for free, if I understand correctly. And yeah, I just didn't know that at the time. And so I stupidly just, like, stole a car. Because, I mean, you know, I like my Grand Theft Auto games, so, like, monkey brain me is all like, Grand Theft Auto? Steal car? Okay. So I just like immediately stole a car and then headed straight for the border, essentially. Made my saves from there. So yeah, that's the story of why I don't have any vehicles. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys that like, yes, you can reach these, but they are not like actual objects that you can like climb or anything like that. So still kind of cool, but they're a bunch of nothing. Anyways, we're gonna go load up a save that I think is near the border wall, if I remember correctly. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who did this, so... you know, I'm sure there'll be other stuff out there for it, but let's say we can't find a way to get over this border wall, which I'm sure somebody will. Somebody out there has got to fucking find a new way to get past this border. But just in case nobody ever finds another way over this border, let me know if you guys want these save files or whatever. But if you guys want the save files, I can put them up on like a mega upload file or something like that. So let me know. I'll try to do something like that if there's enough interest for it. But here is the border wall situation that I was talking about, and you can see, and it's very strange too, because from this point on, it's all real border wall, and then as you can see here, it's kind of like a 2D texture. But then like at about, I don't know, I think it's from about like here to the border, it's real border wall or whatever. So it's strange because there's only like a very small section where it's not real border wall. It just seems like such an odd decision to make because there's not a reason to have real border wall over this way either. So it's really weird that they wouldn't have just made it all fake, or that they wouldn't have just made it all real. Like, why just a small section in between two? It's really weird. It really fucking is. But yeah, you can actually get over into the Biotechnica Flats area this way. Yes, again, of course, assuming you can find a way over the border. You can get into the Biotechnica Flats area through that little hole in the border wall, because there's like two areas of Biotechnica Flats. There's this weird back area here, and then there's kind of like a front area that's sort of closed off by either invisible or physical walls. Yeah, I think they're physical walls. Like typically you'll see traffic on that side of the barrier, but I think in certain spots traffic does spawn on this side of the barrier, so you can find other cars to drive that way. They don't drive everywhere back here. If they do, it's only like a small section of the area back here. And so yeah, those things just kind of come out of nowhere. And if you go all the way to the end, there is a little bit of shenanigans you can get into. You can actually cross back over the border that way, because that's probably another question people have. How do you get back over the border? Especially if you don't really have a way to get over the border in the first place. But yeah, you drive down this way to this little beach here. There's like a big seawall you basically jump off of, and then the shore is down here. And you just follow the shore up to these like little pipes. You cross over the first pipe, and then you swim around this second pipe here. It'll pop you out right onto this shore. It'll basically give you the turn back, there's nothing for you to see out here message, and it'll just automatically spawn you on this shore. That's how you would get back if you really wanted to get back. I don't think I'm gonna waste time doing all that. I think I just want to load up this other save real quick, because there is some pretty fun stuff you can do. Right, so here we are in a pretty weird area. If you remember the weird floating place that there was, it was like not even showing up on this map at this point. So here's like the border area, here's like the border wall. So like somewhere around like right here is where those like mountains are that we crossed over. And then like right around here, you can see like the coastline here. It kind of like circles over this way. And then there's those big ass things in the water. Somewhere around like right here is that weird like mound thing in the middle of the flat plain that we climbed up. And then there's that like weird floating house thing about right here-ish. I don't know. But if you follow the ocean all the way to the far left side of the map, the west side, I guess, you actually find the edge of the ocean. And at the edge of the ocean, there's actually a small section of the ocean that is not ocean. So first of all, you can see underneath the ocean here, but if you actually drive into the ocean, it treats your car as if you're underwater, and it basically kills your car and it forces you out, right? If you follow the coastline all the way to the edge of the map, there's this small section here where you can actually drive alongside the edge of the ocean. So you're like underneath the actual level of water, but you're not in the water, you're next to the water, and it's pretty bizarre. And you can actually follow this all the way to the northern part of the map. So here's the northern part of the map, and there's all those like windmill farms and stuff up here in this highway that goes all the way this way. And I think it stops you probably around like right here or something. I don't know where exactly it stops you, but you can kind of drive along this road a little bit, and then it stops you eventually with like a, hey, turn back, you can't go here anymore. And this actually allows you to bypass all that, so you can actually follow the ocean all the way up to the northern mountains. Yeah, you can do the same thing. You can climb over those mountains if you want and just explore the edge of the map. There's not really a whole lot to see on the edge of the map, and yes, you can actually fall off the side of the map. Or actually, you know, I think when I did it last time, it like spawned me from the sky and then dropped me. It was pretty weird. Or is this gonna spawn me? Oh, yeah, sometimes it'll do that, and sometimes it'll literally drop you from like the sky like a couple 100 feet in the air, and you just kind of fall from the sky. That's right. But yeah, here is like where the ocean kind of meets or the quote-unquote ocean meets the land or whatever. It's literally just like a ramp up, because it's like, you know, the shore. It's exactly like this on the other side too, in case you were wondering what the beginning of it was like. It's exactly like the end of it. It's just like that. Pretty ridiculous. Seeing it from this perspective, you can kind of see it's like ocean, and then a weird strip of not ocean. Very, very weird. Oh, there's the ocean. Took a little while to spawn in. Yeah, pretty weird shit. And then yeah, like I said, you can do the same thing. I'm not gonna go back over those mountains because it's like it's literally just a whole bunch of nothing. But yeah, same thing as when we went over the mountains on that side. You kind of just drive over the mountains, and then all of a sudden there's like a kind of like a bit of an open space, and then it just drops off into oblivion, and that's about it. This is the more fun way to get back, quote unquote, over the border, is to just go around the ocean and pop in from the north side, because it's kind of a cool little drive, and you get to see like a section of road that like you normally aren't even allowed to drive on, so that's kind of cool. You gotta be really careful though, because the physics on these mountains is just kind of bizarre. This material is actually the same material as like, it's basically mud. It's the same thing as like the shoreline or whatever, or like that strip of land alongside the ocean is also this sort of floor texture. It's just like super mudded out, basically fully waterlogged soil. It's pretty terrible stuff. For some reason, these mountains are made out of that stuff, and it's it makes driving all that much shittier. But that just shows like the amount of effort they put into the game. I mean, not like they had to put a whole bunch of effort into like the distant mountains that don't even render anyway, but it's like, bro, they literally used like the underwater soil for the fucking mountain texture. Like, what? It's literally just like, you can see behind me, it's not even like just mud, it's like fucking straight up dirty water. Like, absolutely atrocious that they made the mountains this fucking material. Like, I know that it doesn't matter because the player's not even supposed to be over here, but it's like, they didn't even change textures. They were like, they made the ocean, and then like, without even changing any of the tooling, they're like, let's build some mountains. They're not even gonna be able to see these anyway. It's just a literal swamp, bro. Like, look at this crap. And like, again, like, you literally can't tell from far away, so it straight up doesn't even matter. It's the principle of the matter that bothers me. It's like, these guys were straight up in ocean mode, and they didn't even switch from ocean mode to mountain mode. They're like, fuck it, dude, just make the fucking mountains in ocean mode, bro. Don't even change the fucking, the brush or the tooling or whatever. Just keep it in ocean mode and make those mountains, bro. We gotta get this game out. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, could you at the very least, I don't know, maybe put it in mountain mode before you make your mountains? Oh, here we go. We are a bit of a ways off. So the start of the road is actually over here. We did pass it. It's just kind of wild the way they designed this game to a certain extent. Okay, here's the beginning of the road. I forget where it actually like ends or starts or whatever, you know what I mean? Like as far as where the false barrier is. But it's actually like a surprising ways out, you know what I mean? I mean, not, I guess not out, but in. Because we're talking about the perspective of outside of the playable area going towards the playable area, so we've got to be pretty close. Probably start somewhere. Oh, you know what? It's the it's either before or after. There it is. Yeah, it's like before or after that billboard. So yeah, now leaving Night City. So there's the Night City line here, and there's like that much road you can't even travel. So literally the majority of this road is untravelable unless you decide to glitch past the border. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is fun to do out past the border anyway. There's like a little bit of exploration you can do in the nomad town, but most of everything doesn't like work anymore. Like you can't talk to any of the NPCs or whatever because, you know, there's no quest or anything. They're just kind of like static NPCs and whatnot. There's like a couple vehicles you can steal or whatever, but there's not really anything to do there other than to collect some of the items there if you wanted to. But yeah, that's probably going to be it for now until I figure out a way to get back over the border again. Pretty much the only method I have is to use the save files I have. So again, if you guys are interested in the save files, let me know. If there is enough interest, then I will find a way to upload those on like Mega Upload or something, and I'll provide a link or something. And then yeah, so I guess I'll have to play this game a little bit more and see if I can't find a new way across the border. And if I ever do discover a new way across the border, well, I will certainly be making a video about it, that's for sure. So yeah, until then, hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, show the algorithm some love and hit that like button for me. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already to stay up to date on all my latest gaming content. Of course, for as little as 99 cents a month, you can become a channel member and help support the channel monetarily. On that note, I'd like to give a special shout out to my active channel members. Thank you all for your continued support. It is definitely greatly appreciated, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.